Picture a battlefield where the loudest warriors are distracted by their own war cries, oblivious to the shadows slipping through their ranks, unnoticed, unstoppable. Imagine a chessboard where every move is calculated not for glory, but for checkmate, executed with a precision that leaves no trace. This is the world of the Sigma male, a world where silence is a weapon and indifference is armor. Welcome to the Sigma male community, where we uncover the raw, unfiltered truth about the mindset of independent, self-reliant men who embody stoic strength. Today we're diving into 11 reasons why Sigma males are far more dangerous than you might think, not because they seek to destroy, but because their stoic mastery makes them unstoppable forces in a world that underestimates their quiet power. So, brace yourself because these silent wolves are about to reveal why they're the most formidable players in the game of life. 1. The unseen guillotine, unexpected ruthlessness in a world obsessed with the alpha's roar. The Sigma male moves like a phantom, his presence barely registered until the blade falls. His ruthlessness isn't loud or theatrical. It's a silent, surgical strike that dismantles his target before they even sense the threat. This is stoic self-mastery at its peak, the ability to act without emotional interference, to prioritize outcome over ego. While others waste energy on displays of dominance, the Sigma observes, calculates, and executes with devastating precision. He doesn't need to announce his intentions. His actions speak louder than any war cry, leaving his adversaries stunned by a collapse they never saw coming. This unexpected ruthlessness stems from a stoic commitment to rational thinking. The Sigma doesn't act out of anger or vengeance. He acts because it's necessary. Obstacles are not personal enemies but variables to be neutralized. His detachment allows him to make decisions that others hesitate over, not because he lacks empathy, but because he sees the bigger picture with crystal clarity. In a society that mistakes noise for power, the Sigma's silent efficiency is a guillotine, unseen, unyielding, and utterly final. 2. Architects of collapse, rejection of power rules. While alphas scramble to claim the throne, Sigmas are quietly dismantling the castle itself. They don't climb hierarchies. They study them, identifying the weak points and exploiting them with surgical precision. This is stoic resilience in action, the refusal to be bound by systems that demand conformity. The Sigma doesn't rebel for rebellion's sake. He reverse engineers power structures, understanding their foundations better than those who built them. By rejecting the rules of power, he creates his own game, one where he holds all the cards. His danger lies in his ability to render traditional power obsolete. He doesn't seek to rule, he makes ruling irrelevant. This rational approach, rooted in Stoic principles, allows him to see through the illusions of status and tradition. While others fight for scraps within the system, the Sigma plants the seeds of its collapse, watching as it crumbles under its own weight. His victory isn't a crown, it's the freedom to operate in a world where the old rules no longer apply, leaving his adversaries scrambling in the ruins. 3. The ice in the veins. Mercilessness without regret. Emotion is a chain that binds most men, but the Sigma has forged his mind in the cold fire of stoic discipline. When he removes an obstacle, it's not personal, it's physics. His mercilessness is not driven by hatred but by a clear-eyed assessment of what must be done. This emotional control makes him dangerous, as he can act without the hesitation that plagues others. He doesn't revel in destruction. He simply solves the equation, moving forward without the weight of guilt or doubt. This lack of regret is a hallmark of Stoic philosophy, accepting reality as it is, not as one wishes it to be. The Sigma doesn't wrestle with moral dilemmas because he's already calculated the cost and accepted it. His actions are clean, precise, and unburdened by the fear of judgment. While others are paralyzed by the need to be seen as good, the Sigma operates in a realm of pure cause and effect, making him a force that cannot be swayed by appeals to emotion or morality. 4. Weaponized invisibility. Ghosts in a visible world. In an age where everyone craves the spotlight, the Sigma's power lies in his absence from it. He doesn't hide, he dissolves, blending into the background while collecting the data others carelessly broadcast. This invisibility is a Stoic virtue, the strength to forego validation in favor of strategic advantage. By staying out of sight, he gathers intelligence, your weaknesses, your desires, your mistakes, all while remaining untouchable. When he strikes, it's not an attack, it's the exploitation of vulnerabilities you didn't even know you'd revealed. This weaponized invisibility makes the Sigma a ghost in a world obsessed with visibility. He doesn't need to be seen to be powerful. His strength lies in his ability to observe without being observed. This stoic detachment allows him to navigate social landscapes with ease, slipping through cracks others don't even see. By the time you realize he's there, the trap is already sprung, and you're left fighting a phantom constructed from your own oversights. In a world that rewards exposure, the Sigma's silence is his deadliest weapon. 5. The Loophole Alchemist, Master Rulebreaker's rules are not chains to the Sigma, they're puzzles to be solved. He doesn't break systems out of defiance but masters them to uncover their hidden flaws. This is stoic rational thinking at its finest, understanding that every system has seams, and those seams can be exploited. He studies laws, social norms, and policies not to obey them but to find the loopholes that others miss. His actions are always within the bounds of the system, yet they achieve outcomes that seem impossible, leaving his adversaries baffled and defeated. The Sigma's alchemy lies in turning rigidity into opportunity. He doesn't need to smash the system. He reprograms it from within, using its own logic against it. This makes him dangerous because he operates in plain sight, yet his moves are invisible to those bound by conventional thinking. His victories leave no fingerprints, only bewildered opponents wondering how they were outmaneuvered. In a world governed by rules, the Sigma's ability to bend them without breaking them is a power few can match. 6. Patience. The temporal landmine, extreme patience while the world chases instant gratification, the Sigma operates on a timeline that stretches beyond the horizon. His patience is not passive, it's a weapon honed by stoic resilience. He knows that impatience is the enemy's downfall, and he lets others exhaust themselves in their rush for quick wins. By waiting, he gathers strength, observes patterns, and positions himself for the perfect moment to act. His strikes are not impulsive, they're the detonation of plans laid years in advance, catching his targets off guard. This temporal warfare makes the Sigma a master of strategy. He plants seeds that others won't see sprout, knowing that time is his ally. His stoic acceptance of delay allows him to endure setbacks that would break others, turning every moment of waiting into an opportunity to refine his approach. When he finally acts, it's with a precision that seems almost supernatural, as if the universe itself conspired to ensure his success. In a world addicted to speed, the Sigma's patience is a landmine, waiting silently for the perfect moment to explode. 7. The fluidity of command, fluid leadership/lone wolf leadership isn't about titles for the Sigma, it's about impact. He steps into command when the situation demands it, delivering solutions with undeniable competence, then vanishes before the applause begins. This fluidity is a stoic principle, acting only when necessary without attachment to status or recognition. He leads not to dominate but to achieve, and his ability to shift between lone wolf and leader makes him unpredictable and unstoppable. His power lies in his impermanence, a shadow that fills the void and then disappears. This makes the Sigma dangerous because he cannot be pinned down. He doesn't need followers to validate his worth, his strength comes from within. His stoic self-reliance allows him to operate independently, yet his competence commands respect when he chooses to lead. Others are left scrambling to understand how he achieved so much with so little fanfare. In a world that equates leadership with visibility, the Sigma's ability to lead and retreat at will is a power that defies conventional understanding. 8. Ideological unshackling, freedom from ideology. Tribes and ideologies demand loyalty, but the Sigma pledges allegiance only to results. He navigates belief systems like a chameleon, using them as tools rather than truths. This stoic detachment from dogma makes him immune to manipulation. Guilt, shame, and tribal loyalty hold no sway over him. He can infiltrate any group, speak any language, and leverage any ideology because he's not invested in any of them. His mind is a clear lens, focused solely on the optimal path forward. This freedom from ideology makes the Sigma a wild card in a world of true believers. While others die on hills of principle, he assesses the strategic value of the hill itself. His stoic pragmatism allows him to see through the illusions of loyalty and tradition, making him a threat to those who rely on ideological control. He doesn't fight for causes, he fights for outcomes, and that clarity of purpose makes him a force that cannot be predicted or contained. 9. The calculus of loss, fearlessness of loss. Most men are chained by their fear of loss, status, wealth, relationships. But the Sigma has already factored loss into his equation. He doesn't cling to these things. He sees them as variables, not anchors. This stoic acceptance of impermanence gives him unparalleled freedom. He can take risks that others avoid, pursue paths that others fear, and make decisions unburdened by the terror of failure. His fearlessness makes him dangerous because he's willing to sacrifice what others hold dear to achieve his goals. This detachment isn't nihilism, it's tactical liberation. The Sigma knows that everything is replaceable or irrelevant in the grand scheme. Money lost can be regained, reputations shattered can be rebuilt, relationships severed are merely lessons learned. This stoic mindset allows him to move through life with a lightness that others cannot match, making him a formidable opponent who fights without the weight of fear. In a world where most are paralyzed by loss, the Sigma's fearlessness is his ultimate weapon. 10. Silent annihilation, silent destruction. The Sigma doesn't declare war, he orchestrates collapse. His destruction is silent, precise, and invisible, targeting the critical nodes that hold his enemies together. A reputation, an alliance, a source of power. This is stoic efficiency at its core, achieving maximum impact with minimum effort. He applies pressure so subtly that his targets crumble from within, often blaming themselves or others for their downfall. By the time they sense a pattern, the Sigma is gone, his involvement untraceable. This silent annihilation makes him a master of strategy. He doesn't need to fight epic battles. He lets his enemies destroy themselves through their own arrogance or oversight. His stoic detachment allows him to act without ego, ensuring that his moves are calculated and clean. In a world that expects loud confrontations, the Sigma's ability to erase threats without a trace is a power that leaves his adversaries bewildered and defeated, wondering how they lost a war they didn't even know they were fighting. 11. Information. The Scalpel, information as weapon. Knowledge is the Sigma's deadliest weapon, wielded with the precision of a scalpel. He doesn't study people to connect. He dissects them to understand their weaknesses, their fears, their hidden shames. This stoic rational thinking allows him to see through facades, mapping out pressure points with surgical accuracy. A casual phrase, a fleeting expression, a pattern of behavior, it's all intelligence stored and ready to be used. When he acts, it's not with force but with a perfectly timed revelation that triggers his target's self-destruction. This makes the Sigma dangerous because he doesn't need to fight. He lets his enemies fight themselves. His stoic discipline ensures that he never reveals more than necessary, while others expose their vulnerabilities freely. A single well-placed word, a subtle doubt, or an exposure crafted to unravel, it's all he needs to achieve his goals. In a world where information is power, the Sigma's ability to wield it with precision makes him a threat that cannot be countered, a silent predator who knows exactly where to cut. As we close this journey into the shadowed world of the Sigma male, let's reflect on the truth we've uncovered. Their danger lies not in noise or aggression, but in the chilling efficiency of their silence, the unshakable strength of their stoic mindset, and the devastating precision of their actions. They are the silent wolves, moving through a world of chaos with a clarity and purpose that few can match. Here at the Sigma Male community, we're committed to guiding you toward that same clarity, resilience, and independence, empowering you to forge your own path with stoic wisdom. If this video struck a chord, don't just sit there, take action. Like, comment, and share this with others who need to understand the power of the Sigma mindset. If you're already subscribed, turn on notifications to never miss our weekly doses of wisdom. And if you're new, join the Sigma Male community today and start your journey toward mastery, independence, and excellence. The world may not see you coming, but when you arrive, it will never forget you. Stay stoic, stay dangerous, and we'll see you in the next one.